Looks like they're rolling out some new insurance plans here on the wheat market. We wanted to get this covered for you guys here today. That way, if you have questions, you have time to reach out to Craig. He can always get you some quotes or some more information. But that's what we're going to cover in today's webinar. So we'll get started. Craig, what kind of things are we looking at in the wheat market for insurance this year?
Well, the biggest thing that we're looking at is a big change for 2025. So for ECO insurance and HEADS coverage option, which is an area-based revenue coverage from 86% either up to 90 or 95, based on the level that you cover, and it's also based off the discovery and harvest price and also the expected yields in your area. It's a shallow loss coverage. The biggest change for 2025, though, is the subsidy. For 2024 and earlier, they're paying 44%. Now they're paying 65%. So that's a big change. They're paying 1.5 times as much, for the premium as they were in the previous year. When we look into the fall wheat price, and we're looking at Racine County here on ECO, the fall wheat price was 606. We're going to use a yield of 85 bushel the acre. When we look at ECO from 95% down to 86%, we take the price, at 95%, that's 576. And down to 86%, which would be the SCO coverage, it's 521. What do you look at the marketing side of doing something like this for price protection, Patrick?
So the first thing we're going to do is just compare it to a put spread, and that's what we have here on this slide. And you can see we broke down the cost of the ECO in a dollar per acre as well as a dollar per bushel scenario, and then doing a put spread where you would buy the July 580 and then sell a 520 against it to help finance. And really, just at the end of the day, when you look at this all together, ECO is going to be a lot more value for your farm operation compared to that put spread. Is that kind of what you're seeing as well, Craig?
Yeah, the biggest thing that you got to remember is when we're doing the ECO gain and max gain and stuff, that's based off of the county, target yield, and we're just assuming that the county will come in at the target. If the county yield comes in higher, prices will have to move more than 5% down, before that kicks in. When it comes to the final thoughts here, the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to compare the cost of ECO to options. For the insurance side, I can take a look at it, on the more option side, Patrick can take a look at that and help you on the side. The biggest thing that we look at when we look at the ECO and MPCI is we consider it to take a gap in coverage. The reason we do this is if you take your regular 75, 80% MPCI coverage along with ECO, you can get a little bit on the pricey side. For Racine County, I think you're getting $15 to $20 an acre, probably closer to that $20 an acre. With the winter wheat, we really consider doing a bigger gap in coverage. I'd probably recommend just buying down to the 50% level on your MPCI coverage and buying the ECO on top. Winter wheat's one of them crops that we get a second chance with if it doesn't make it through the winter. So a lot of producers will look at, if the crop's only going to be half of what you expect, a lot of producers will rip up the wheat and plant, corn or beans instead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You always want to compare both scenarios, looking at your insurance coverage, as looking at option positions as well. Sometimes the options can work out better. Like you said, in this instance, when you're looking at put spreads, ECO is going to be a lot better value for your protection dollars out there. So if you guys have questions, remember, feel free to reach out to us. You can get a hold of Craig specifically as well if you have insurance questions. Otherwise, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, drop a comment down below too as well if you have questions. Thanks.